is Rap the News.
Look at this.
Inside the makeshift camp of more than 8,000 people, mostly Haitians, in Del Rio, Texas. They crossed the river illegally and were hoping the US would let them stay. Most of their shelters are just blankets, plastic and even river reeds propped up by sticks, together with a lot of rubbish, but little water or food. Someone inside the camp filmed these images for us. US authorities have largely blocked the media from seeing it, and now they're emptying the place.
Many people died in the jungle. You could be wading through the water and the river would take you away. A pregnant woman, hungry people who couldn't walk and died in the forest. I saw many things, and these images haunt me.
There is not enough food to give to everybody who is inside there. We need to get out of the camp to look for food.
Hunger was killing us. We didn't have president. We didn't have anything.
Migrant children en masse having their temperatures taken. Others exercising outside. Small children on laps waiting to be processed. Others sleeping on mats with mylar blankets. A striking contrast, makeshift playpens in a place so far from home. The images were released a day after Democratic Texas Congressman Henry Cuellar leaked photos inside the Donna facility. It took just a few minutes for us to start seeing migrant after migrant crossing.
Here comes another raft across. And here's another one. That's 31 right here.
31 in that group alone?
Just in this group right here.
Some of them young children.
There's 3 children and the rest are adults.
And you guys are seeing this all day?
All day long. You can see the coyotes returning to the Mexican side right now.
In just a few minutes that we've been up here, we've seen more than 60 migrants cross the border?
That's correct.
A number of agents on horseback can be seen trying to keep migrants from crossing into the country, while threatening them with what appears to be horses' reins or ropes, including families like this one holding a baby when the agents get dangerously close. As they try to pass, the agents said this to them.
Hey, you use your women? This is why your country because you use your women.
A massive show of force by Texas troopers creating a barricade along the border to stop the thousands of mainly Haitian migrants from arriving in Del Rio, Texas.
This U.S. border facility appears more like an overcrowded daycare center. It's only supposed to hold 250 people. Overall, there are more than 4,000, including 3,400 children, smuggled to the U.S. border alone.
I'm a father. I don't want to see that. As a Border Patrol agent, I didn't sign up for this.
Border Patrol isn't supposed to detain children for more than 3 days. But with no space available at longer-term facilities, most have waited well beyond the legal limit.
We're starting to see younger and younger kids being brought over by their sponsors, by relatives, by grandparents, whoever it is in the family that is actually asking for these kids and paying the fees to smuggle these kids into the country.
And more are coming.
People eat one day and not the other. That's the way things are in our country. Yes, people are desperate.
Several hundred Hondurans set off on Tuesday, hoping to reach the United States.
Of course I'm afraid. They say they're waiting for us with tear gas at the U.S. border. But what are we going to do? We have to suffer to enjoy later on.
And harrowing stories of suffering arrive every day.
About a month and a half ago, I was back here talking to one of the little girls, you know, and I told the congressional delegation the same thing, right? We were going to send her to the hospital. And as I got closer to her, I noticed that she couldn't speak. And I asked the medical staff what happened. And the reason she was going to the hospital because she had gotten gang raped. And the reason that she couldn't speak was because she had lost her voice in the process while she was getting raped.
I understand it's a crisis, but there's a way to deal with crisis, and there's a way to deal with human beings who are having a tough time and they're fleeing their country. It's not because if everything was safe, everything was okay, they would not leave. They would want to stay. Most Haitians want to stay home. But because of the situation that is unstable right now, it's not the right time to do something like this. It's unfair, it's inhuman, and I'm wondering if it's legal what's going on here. And as I said, we Haitian, we supported the president to be elected, so we were expecting a different response from the Biden administration.
So we are just on the Texas side of the Rio Grande River at about the point where thousands and thousands of Haitians are crossing over into the city of Del Rio. That right there is the international bridge, providing some shelter and cover for these immigrants who are being allowed to just cross over, and they're going to probably be living here for weeks as thousands more come. I'm going to show you the underside of this bridge. There are just thousands and thousands camped. Border Patrol is totally overwhelmed. They can't possibly process these people. They predict that the average wait time will be probably 3 weeks before the last one of the ones that just came in today will get processed. So they will just simply be here. Some of them have tents. They're looking to stay here for a while, you can see. But this is the circumstance. This is the circumstance.
This is how one US Border Patrol officer received Haitian migrants crossing the Rio Grande, coming back with food to a camp they've set up in Texas.
Hey, you use your women? This is why your country because you use your women for this. You go, no, that way. Hey, no, listen, no. No.
We've got our families inside, dying of hunger. We've had to go out to buy food.
You can see the tense scenes here. The Border Patrol are trying to stop people getting back into the camp after they went across to Mexico to get food, they say, because there isn't enough food for them actually there in the camp. Like many others, he said he'd suffered to get this far, on a journey through South America, past gangs and through a patch of jungle called the Darien Gap, notorious for rape and robbery. It was really difficult. I saw a lot of us who died, he told me.
These images have sparked outrage. US border agents chasing Haitian migrants on horseback.
Deportaron 3 aviones y nosotros no queremos deportar, no queremos ir allá porque no tenemos ni presidente ni nada. Está difícil, no tenemos cómo comer allá tampoco. Estamos aquí buscando una vida y salimos de...
Many of the migrants have spent years trying to reach the US, fleeing a country that's once again reeling after the assassination of the president in July and a devastating earthquake in August.
This is